All right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
First NBA game. I can't believe it's finally here. You work your entire life for something, and then when it's right in front of you, it's almost hard to believe. But I'm ready. Now it's time for me to show everybody I belong. And do my best to represent Harlem.
Wide open roadways of downtown Phoenix shining as dusk falls. Welcome everyone to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and joining us in a bit later from the sideline. To check out our first glimpse of professional basketball from Irving.
Yeah, and whether he has friends and family in the crowd tonight or watching at home, I know a lot of people are proud of this young man. He's worked so hard to achieve this goal.
Yeah, and the future's bright for him, Greg.
And that's the very first basket right there, folks, of what is hopefully a very long and very prosperous career from Irving.
Yeah, and he's playing it cool right now, but let me tell you, I'm sure that basket means the world to him. There's nothing like the first one.
My thought is he's probably just happy to have it out of the way. I mean, no more waiting and wondering when it'll come. Those first points are finally in the rearview mirror.
Watching P.J. Tucker, he does all the little things for you, plus some big ones as well. Ever since he came into the league, Clark, he's been a tremendous glue guy.
Yeah, he's a Velcro guy. You don't want him handling the ball a bunch or launching a lot of threes, but he's physically imposing, and he gives you what he's got. You know the effort is always going to be there with him.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Suns.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also they've been really active on the defensive end in terms of applying pressure and coming away with steals. And talking about P.J. Tucker, he's really played the same role the past 3 seasons. Excellent inside-out defender, tremendous rebounder for his size, and he really plays within his limitations, taking only shots he can make and also not turning the ball over.
Morris, left side. Back tonight. Chandler kicks it to Tucker. And a miss there on the triple. Mavericks trail by 10. Dallas moving the ball around. Pass to Barea. He feeds it to Matthews. Here's Irving. Knight grabs the board.
You know, it's funny. We talk about glue guys like Tucker being instrumental to winning the championship, but it's really about trying to find the best guys at what they do. And the case can be made that Tucker is one of the best in the NBA at what he does.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah, those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
6 on the shot clock. Irving kicks to Pachulia. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. His face looks a little bit like a boxer.
And that concludes the...
And now...
Okay, listen up. There's some things we can do to quiet this crowd down. Now let's go over that first half. I like the number of assists we've racked up. That says a lot about the way we've been running our offense. And there's no reason we can't get more. Keep finding the open man. One thing I can't complain about...
All right, Phoenix, keep it going.
Now the third quarter about to get going. Phoenix making some changes. Lenz checked in for Chandler. John Lure comes in for Morris, and Knight subbed in for Booker. Irving's checked in for Dallas. Bledsoe and Knight are the backcourt. John Lure's out there with Len, and it's Tucker in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Here's Bledsoe. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Irving passes to Nowitzki. From deep. No luck. And Phoenix will come the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. They double him with Irving. Plenty of space. Lure can't hit.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Bledsoe with him. He's picked up by Irving. And Bledsoe, here we go. Count the bucket. Bledsoe's got 13 points.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Well, you know, the Mavs made the playoffs last season, but they really had a hard time against the rest of the Western Conference contenders, in part because they struggled defensively. Offensively, they were pretty good, but they didn't quite come up with enough stops when they needed it.
Williams with a clean look. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. 14 points for Williams.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Greg, you talked about what the Mavs did, how they played against the West, 29 and 23. For the Suns, Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Booker in for Sonny Weems. Phoenix has gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Suns.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just at times
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of Game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in Game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Bledsoe. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
On the floor for Dallas, Irving. He's in at shooting guard. Anderson is out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Felton. So it's the Suns winning easily here. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game, it all went right for him.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And Ernie Johnson is still in the building.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Eric Bledsoe.
Man, I can't say enough about Bledsoe. He's strong, he's fast, aggressive,
and that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just getting...
We got James Harden and that beard of his. Look, this guy's relentless. We know he's gonna attack the basket all night long. So I'm gonna make it my personal mission to keep that from happening. As long as we keep jumping those passing lanes, we can give them a run for their money. I know I'll be ready.
The other forward.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark. Terrence Jones has checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. Mavs were solid on the road last year with a record of 23-18 away from Dallas Clark. Good for fifth most road wins in the West.
And, Kevin, that's what you'd expect from a veteran team like the Mavs. I mean, throughout the roster, this team has guys that understand what it takes to win on the road.
On the court for the Mavericks, Irving in at shooting guard. Charlie Villanueva out there with Chandler Parsons. Then there's Anderson, and it's Harris in at the point guard position.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
And, guys, the Mavs did have a good record on the road last year. Most of it came at the expense of the Eastern Conference. Only 10 of their 23 road wins came against teams in the West.
Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for the Rockets.
You know, it's funny, back to the Mavs on the road last season, they were much better defensively on the road than they were at home, and that's typically not the case. It's usually flipped, better at home on D than on the road.
Another miss by Houston. Mavericks trail by 5. Outside Irving. Screened by Villanueva. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin McHale gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Coach said that even though this is the first meeting of the year, he didn't expect there to be much of a feeling out period between the teams. He said, listen, we have a group of guys that can all score and do it in a hurry. I expect us to come right at them and test their defense early on. They'll definitely be on the attack, guys.
Okay, Doris, thanks. So they'll be focusing first and foremost on their offense today, guys.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm sure they're not going to ignore their duties at the defensive end, but getting their offense rolling has to be a main concern.
And I think that's exactly the focus. I mean, if they operate as efficiently as they're capable of, defense really won't be as much of an issue because they'll have so many points on the board.
On the wing, Brewer, defended by Anderson. It's tipped. Parsons against Modi Yunus. Anderson dishes to Irving from the baseline. The shot is off, so Houston will take it the other way. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
Here's Thornton. And it's Thornton again missing. Villanueva. No good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. And earlier, we heard from Dwight Howard, and it's very clear how much he appreciates his head coach.
It's been great since day one.
What a difference a change of location makes, especially substitution here. Monty Yunus is checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Jones. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. On the court for the Mavericks, Irving in a two-guard. Anderson is out there with Chandler Parsons. Then it's Devin Harris. And it's Villanueva in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And guys, the wheels really fell off for Marcus Thornton's game last year. This was a deadly shooter who averaged over 21 points a game only a few seasons ago. But last season, under double figures at 9 per contest.
And Parsons gets it to go.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
Brewer's shot is off.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
And the basket good.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Rockets leading by 5. Now here's Beverly. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Rejected by Harris. It's taken away by Brewer. Here's Beverly. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Rockets lead by 7. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive.
Irving can't hit.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Ariza with the bucket.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Mavericks trail by 10. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Irving. The pass to Villanueva. The 11-footer. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Villanueva's got his second basket of the night.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
It does. They're playing with a little bit more bounce in their step and trying to close this gap.
Here's Harris. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
That three.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams Houston with a big group substitution here. Jones checked in for Monty Eunice. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Ty Lawson. Down low, it's Jones and Howard together. Patrick Beverley out there with Thornton. And it's Brewer in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
Well, you know, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
And the basket by Jones.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
Irving a screen on Beverley, and looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, good call there. I mean, feet clearly moving when he set the screen.
And he lowered the shoulder, too. I mean, they were going to get him there one way or the other. I mean, that was an easy call.
Howard with the screen on Harris. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Rockets lead by 17. And for Coach Kevin McHale, last year was his best. A lot of people thought he could have been easily the coach of the year, leading the Rockets to their 3rd best regular season in franchise history.
And Kevin, with McHale, he's got this team improving every year. His team's win totals have risen as well statistically as I think becoming a better team. Wins aren't always necessarily what determines how good you are.
Dishes to Howard. Jones from outside. And another 3 for Houston.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Harris kicks to Nowitzki. There's a screen. Anderson passes to Irving. Right at the free throw line. That doesn't go in either for Irving. With 1 on the clock. No good on the buzzer beater.
Let's take them back.
Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Comes in for Monty Eunice, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Trevor Ariza.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Rockets.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
Your hope is to take charge of a season series by winning that first game.
Settle down now.
This will put them up 1-0 with 3 games still left to play this year against the Mavericks.
And maybe it goes without saying, but they had no answer for Harden. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
On the floor for Dallas, Irving, he's in at shooting guard. Charlie Villanueva out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Anderson. Then it's Felton in at the 1 spot. Here's Dallas. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Oh, an illegal screen there. One of the toughest calls for an official to make.
And it is one of the toughest calls, but most of the time they do a good job with it. And you have to appreciate how officials get that one right more times than not.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Thornton, no good.
Move it.
Looking at Dallas, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now Irving. Goes up on the wing. Can't connect. So we see the Rockets taking the win.
Yes, I'm here with James Harden.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan. James Harden.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for the
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, living the dream. Bad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my text public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And then my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You could see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her. Coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in the NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
It's time for some hoops at the home of the New York Knicks. We're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. The Dallas Mavericks, they come in off the loss to Washington at the Verizon Center. Knicks, Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Porzingis, and it's Calderon in for Aaron Aflalo. Dallas also making some changes. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Irving comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Irving, he's in at shooting guard. Charlie Villanueva out there with Chandler Parsons. And there's J.J. Barea, and it's Matthews in at the small forward. Anderson, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews.
Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year, just lacked any real presence in the paint, and lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
Shots good for Serafin.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Parsons outside. Irving with it. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game.
Move the ball.
6 to shoot. And misses it off the right side of the rim. You know, at the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, with that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year, not a good combination.
Parsons with it. Now Anthony defending. And Parsons kicks to Irving. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound Mavericks. The Knicks leading by 9. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established.
Knicks. Robin Lopez is checked in for Kevin Serafin. Anthony comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Aflalo in for Langston Galloway. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Pachulia, he's checked in for Villanueva. Nowitzki comes in for Parsons. Wesley Matthews checked in for Anderson. And Irving subbed in for J.J. Barea. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Calderon is out there with Aflalo. Then it's Derek Williams. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Porzingis, he's checked in for the Knicks. The Mavericks also with a sub. Williams is checked in. Fires from 14. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Pachulia.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
They set the screen. And stolen by Nowitzki. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. It's deflected. Calderon against Williams. And it's Calderon, that time on the assist by Anthony. And the Knicks lead by 9.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Williams. Matthews trying to free himself up. Good on that shot. With that, the Knick lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Williams. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. There's the feed to Afflalo. Low block shot on the way, and the shot is long. New York comes into this one following a loss to Milwaukee.
Just not a disciplined performance defensively in that game, guys. A lot of silly fouls hurt them throughout.
I think lack of discipline is the right phrase, Greg. I mean, a lot of silly fouls, and they did that even when they were in foul trouble.
And one thing about Darren Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will, at the height of his...
And we're through the first...
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with...
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Slowing down Afflalo. No easy feat. He has 11 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
Sheriff, and he's checked in for Robin Lopez. And Dallas also making a switch. Irving's checked in on the floor for Dallas. Irving in at 2-guard. Matthews out there with Chandler Parsons. Then there's Darren Williams. And it's Nowitzki in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. 9 feet out. Almost, but it rolls out. Knicks trail by 5. Afflalo with it. Matthews covering. And the Knicks miss again.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Irving for 3. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Irving's got 5 now.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one's on Anthony.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Borea's checked in. Mavs made the playoffs again last season. 14th playoff berth for them in the last 15 years, and only the San Antonio Spurs have made more, Greg, over that time frame.
Yeah, and they had a tough first-round opponent in the number 2 seed, Houston. A good old Texas tussle between the 2 and the 7 seeds.
Parsons, right side. Over in the corner, Matthews. Outside, Irving. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and the Mavs got bounced out by the Rockets in 5 games in round 1. They were able to avoid the sweep, but losing the first 3 was way too much to overcome.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And for Dallas in the playoffs, really, it didn't help to have the Rondo drama going on at the time. Even if that hadn't happened, though, you got the feeling that they were overmatched against a red-hot Houston team.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Kevin Serafin. Amundsen comes in for Porzingis. Derek Williams checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Calderon in for Aaron Aflalo. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Dallas. Anderson comes in for Wesley Matthews. And the foul called on Freak. And for the Knicks, Lopez, he's checked in for Calderon. And it's Kevin Serafin in for Lou Amundsen.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Mavericks.
The coaching staff must be happy that they controlled their turnovers so well in this game.
Yeah, I like the discipline, the self-control, and the patience, Kevin.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in the 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Darren Williams. He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
We've got Robin Lopez. Kevin Serafin is out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then it's Derek Williams. And it's Galloway in at the point guard. That's the 5 for New York right now. On the wing, Irving. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And now to our...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet. Darren Williams.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening.
The only color I care about is green, money. Now, you've certainly made some money so far, Freak, but it's time we make more money. I'm talking movies, TVs, endorsements, even your own brand Jordan sneakers.
I care about the game first, Dom. All that sounds great, but don't you think it's a little too early to be talking about all that?
Too early? LeBron was 12 years old in 6th grade when he was thinking Space Jam. It's never too early to take and make leaps.
I guess.
You guess? This isn't high school. This isn't college. This is the real world. And the real world is fueled by one thing.
Oh, money.
That's right. Money. Dollar bills, y'all. Why do you think they put presidents on them? Because that's what presides over us. I ever tell you guys about the first dollar I ever made?
No, Dom, but you're about to.
Yo, check this out. CC, this is a great story, right? So I'm 7 years old, Queens, New York, 1973. My older brother, Lonzo, he's got a lemonade stand. So that summer, I'm like, Lonzo, you know, let me help out. Let me make a couple of bucks with you. He's like, all right, Dom, come on. I'll teach you the business. So I'm pouring tons of sugar. I'm squeezing the lemons. I got the lemonade stand all set up. I'm like, yo, I got this, right? So I'm watching during the course of the day. I'm noticing something Lonzo's doing. He's not charging for refills. That summer, I convinced Lonzo no more free refills, and we make $2,000 plus tips. Today, Lonzo's Lemonade is a national brand and publicly traded.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
I'm not here to impress. I'm here to improve and to assist. I'm like the Italian-American Magic Johnson, running point for Team Freak. No.
The only person running point around here will be me.
CC, look at my watch. What do you see?
Not this again. I've seen the movie.
This is diamonds and platinum. Gold, forget about it. Silver, forget about it. This is diamonds and platinum. It's power and speed. Freak, this is what you have. You are on your way to being the biggest thing in the NBA. I'm proposing now that we dominate off the court as well as on.
I can't believe I'm saying this, Freak, but Dom has a point. You've been establishing yourself on the court, and now it's time to take it off the court. Brand Jordan sneakers, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Listen, Freak, you're gonna have to decide the legacy you wanna leave. But I'm not some agent from the Yellow Pages. I'm Dom Pagnotti. I'm the man, the myth, the legend, the king, #1. I'm the best. And I'm a shark. And the Pagnotti shark is working for you. And we gotta set new goals and bigger goals, okay? I'm talking all-star game. I'm talking dunk contest. When was the last time you saw an NBA great in a dunk contest, huh? I'm talking first team All-NBA, first team All-Defensive team.
What about social media?
Yvette, great idea. Social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let's kick it up a notch. www.freakinandvibing.com. That's right, your own website. I've already set it up for you and it's running great.
Wait, hold up.
Listen, I'm in negotiations right now on a feature that will allow viewers to watch Freak and only him and his plays during the game.
Yeah, but you set up a website without consulting me?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Last week.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna be epic.
CC, I love you, but I got no time to waste, and you're out there busy doing whatever it is you're doing.
Whatever I'm doing, you know what? I'm really sick and tired of the disrespect. This is Team Freak, not the Dom Pagnotti Italian-American opera.
Cece, calm down, all right? Dom here, he's just trying to take us to the next level.
Look, Ming Ching, I don't even know why you're here when your job is to look good and shut up.
Cece, chill.
No, I'm done chilling. Between your clown agent and your gold-digging girlfriend, I've had enough.
Gold digger? You're the winner of the Lucky Sperm contest, and I'll have you know I am currently starting my own fashion line. I've already got model contracts from Beijing to Milan. Not to mention I graduated top of my class. Summa cum laude.
You mean thank you, Laude?
I don't need a man to save me or provide for me, okay? I got my own, boo.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then why has all your success and fame coincided with your relationship with my brother? I mean, if you're really on top of your game, wouldn't that have happened before y'all even met?
Right? You know what, Cece? You're just jealous. It's okay, though. Why don't you just play the background, yeah? Enjoy the ride.
Y'all both done yet?
May I continue? Now listen, as far as movie properties go, I've already got a script based upon a story of your life, Freak, okay? So guys, check out these possible titles. Freakin' and Vibin', Life at Times, Volume 1. The Freak Chronicle, Freak the Fast and Furious, Part 1 does it, and this one's my favorite, Freak, you're gonna love this. He got Pagnotti.
Whoa,
You
okay,
love it,
all
right?
Dom. Yeah, but look, you're the man, but you're not the man. Okay, you work for me. You have to follow my lead. I'm all for your ideas, but in due time. As for now, I want to focus on the court, and we'll discuss some of your ideas at a later date. Understood?
Yo, we're cool in the gang, bro. That's all you had to say.
All right, good. Thank you. Vet, chill. You cannot let Cece get underneath your skin. But on the same token, you cannot go out of your way to piss her off. I don't have time to be playing peacekeeper between you two.
You know what? We need to talk about this afterwards alone.
Fine. Cece, you need to hold this together. You and I both agreed long ago that Dom was the best agent for me. He has delivered. Are his methods questionable? Is he a shark? Yes and yes, but he is our shark. He's what's best for me, which means he is what's best for all of us. Your job is to bring us balance. Manage the team, sis. We all need to be on the same page.
You're right, but blood is thicker than water.
You know, I ain't trying to hear all that. I'm not here to hold hands. I'm here to win games and achieve greatness on and off the court. But in order for that to happen, I need everybody to be on point. Essentially, get right or get gone. Yeah, I don't have time to be teaching you guys how to work together. It either starts now or I find it elsewhere. Squashed?
Squashed.
Zucchini'd.
Mr. Dom Pagnotti. Mr. Diamond and Platinum himself. It's a love-hate relationship.
What do you think about people who see
LeBron James. What more can you say about the guy that hasn't already been said? He can play anywhere on the court, and he gets it done on both ends like nobody else in the league. If we can't slow him down, this game could get out of hand real quick. It's going to be one of the biggest tests of the season for me, that's for sure. Time to step up.
The heart of Texas, a look at the city lights of Big D, Dallas. We've got basketball action at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks, live on 2K Sports. It's a single game return to Dallas as the Mavericks look for a boost from their hometown crowd. Big substitution here for Cleveland. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Mozgov. Tristan Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Smith checked in for James. And it's Williams in for Shumpert. On the court for Cleveland, Thompson and Varejão at the 4 and 5. Williams is out there with Irving. And it's Smith in at the small forward position. Varejão with a screen on Irving. The shot by Williams, no good.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
Williams, that's a 2-pointer. Offensive rebound. Here's Varejão. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Varejão's got his first basket of the night. Barea dishes to Irving. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
That one goes. Counted. And that's now 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Ultra impressive, guys. Caught them off guard, and they've taken the momentum in this game now.
With the bars in the action, let's bring you the list of teams that have been lighting it up over the last 10 games. Okay. Second, the Cavaliers.
Yeah, what an impressive run for this club. Everybody seems to be in a rhythm in terms of scoring, and they are putting up some big numbers.
Free throw, good, Irving. It always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to build for the future.
Already they piled up 8 second chance points.
Feasting on those backboards. I love that physicality.
Barea, the pass to Irving. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Can't get it to fall.
And when you look at the Mavs, they have always built through free agency, still tinkered with the roster this season to get into a position to compete. Not having any lottery picks for so long has hampered their youth and development.
Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. That's 7 points for Freak. The Cavaliers leading by 8. Double team on Williams. About 3 seconds. Between shot and game clock. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And here is Williams. No good on the buzzer beater. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Cavaliers. He caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates. reminding us that it's some changes here. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Irving in at 2-guard. Matthews out there with Chandler Parsons. Then there's J.J. Barea, and it's Villanueva in at the center position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. From deep three-point range, and he hits the triple. 3 points there on the shot from Irving. Irving's got 10 points. Cleveland's gone an even 50% from three-point range in the second quarter, 4 for 8. Outside Irving. Feeds to Smith. An easy 2 points on the layup. Smith's got his first basket.
And he's been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth. Boy, that's a really nice feed by J.J. Barea.
And guys, what a spark plug J.J. Barea has been throughout his career. When he comes in the game, you can feel the lift. We saw a couple games against Houston in the playoffs. Saw it back in 2011 in the championship season for the Mavs.
That's a great point. I mean, he has an energizing effect on his teammates, the fans, and the announcers. I mean, he just brings so much spirit and hustle to the games. Very hard not to root for a guy like that. It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Down low, here's Smith. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 6 assists here tonight.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
Barea kicks to Irving. 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Shot to stop the run. Smith with the defensive effort.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Irving against Matthews. Smith with a wide open look. Outside for Jefferson. They get it back. Here's Thompson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve.
And so that's the end of the first half.
Kevin, I'm here.
All right, everyone's eyes up here. If we're going to send these fans home happy, we've got to go over some things. Number 1, we've done really well in limiting our turnovers. The last thing we want to do is give them extra possessions, and so far, we haven't. There was no slacking off in terms of our work on the offensive glass. I'll grant you that. We converted a lot of second-chance buckets because of our effort out there. I know we're down, but I don't want that to dictate the speed we run our offense at. Good shots are the priority, not quick shots. We're facing a team that does a lot of things well. No surprise they gave us problems in the first half. Now it's our turn to show them what we do well.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Dallas. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
Excellent game we've seen from Kyrie Irving. He has 17 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
And you know what, Clark? If you continue to shoot the way he is, he may have to become more of an integral part of their offensive scheme.
Here for the Mavericks. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Nowitzki. Irving comes in for Parsons, and Harris subbed in for Darren Williams. And Cleveland also making a change. Williams is checked in. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, filling out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's Williams at the point. Irving with the ball. Now guarded by Shumpert. And it's Irving missing.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And Shumpert kicks to LeBron. And it's off from three-point range. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against Minnesota.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense. That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
On its way from Irving for two. Dallas no good that time either. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Williams attacking. Puts up the baby hook. And it goes as the official calls the foul. 12 seconds left in the fourth. Irving, he's in at shooting guard. Powell is out there with Charlie Villanueva. Then there's Anderson. And it's Harris in at the 1. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win.
Thank you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Kyrie Irving. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had. And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed.
I told you, Dom Pagnotti always delivers. Brand Jordan Freak prototypes. Open the box, check them out.
It's like Christmas and my birthday on the same day. Oh, Dom.
You love them?
I love them.
Hey, they're waiting for your approval for production.
Approved.
Approved?
Approved.
Done. I'll make the call.
In Pagnotti we trust.
I told you you'd love them.
Man.
Hey, I'm going to have you playing in those in 30 days or less.
Money. Oh, man.
Freaking and vibing. Freaking and vibing.
Freaking and vibing in these, baby.
Does my park work?
Steph Curry and the Warriors next game. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. You know they'll be running and gunning. And Steph's gonna do 2 or 3 things that make you want to stop and stare. But we can't let that distract us. Because if we lose focus for even a second, they'll be up 20. So maybe it's up to me to put on a little show of my own.
He'll do the knowledge to the master builder. A lovely night here in San Francisco. The San Francisco Bay Area, our venue, the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California, our scene. We've got NBA basketball here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. On the floor for Dallas, Irving, he's in at shooting guard. Anderson is out there with Nowitzki. Then it's Jeremy Evans, and it's Harris in at the 1.
And Maurice Spates last season with the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
Dallas leading by 5. And here is Irving. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Stolen by Barbosa. Here is Livingston. He kicks to Green. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. 7 points for Draymond Green.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Harris gets the screen from Irving. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Oh, an illegal screen there. One of the toughest calls for an official to make.
And it is one of the toughest calls, but most of the time they do a good job with it. And you have to appreciate how officials get that one right more times than not.
Launches a 3. Livingston dishes to Green. And Irving comes to help. For 3, Barbosa in the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Evans outside. Irving against Barbosa. Barbosa with the steal. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 24 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Barbosa against Irving. To end the run. And it's Spates with the rebound. Here is Livingston. A shot by Spates. Nobody around. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Livingston's got 3 assists tonight. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. The Warriors on top, up by 5. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Transitioning from... Good points, Clark. What role do coaches play in helping young players like that adjust to the long NBA schedule?
Well, you know, Kevin, they're going to give their teams the best chance to win no matter what the circumstance is. If that means playing young guys extended minutes, then all systems go. I mean, that's what being a pro is all about.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Warriors?
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Dallas, Irving in a 2-guard. Nowitzki is out there with Jeremy Evans. Then there's Anderson, and it's Harris in at the point. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against the San Antonio Spurs.
Their shooting percentage in that game was ridiculous. I mean, they created a lot of good looks for themselves, and you could see they were in rhythm and just continued to knock them down.
And, guys, I thought the key was simply getting that ball side to side, reversing it, keeping pressure on the defense. That really opened up the court for them, and I think that's why they got so many good shots.
Shot clock at 5. Irving misses.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by Barnes.
Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Green comes in for Harrison Barnes. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Irving drives in. Parsons passes to Harris. Irving from long range. The shot is off. The Warriors go the other way. Here's Barbosa, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Jeremy Evans checks in for Dallas. The Warriors shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. Harrison Barnes, of course, went to North Carolina, grew up as a huge fan of former Tar Heel Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know, interesting, his mother started taping Jordan's games on the VCR years before he was born. His given name, Harrison Bryson Jordan Barnes. How about that for a factoid?
I didn't know that.
Nor did I. Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Spates sets a screen. Livingston kicks to Thompson. Pass to Spates. The 15-footer. It's rebounded by Dallas. Last time they met was in Dallas.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
And you know, Greg, in that blowout loss that you were alluding to, it was the turnovers that really did them in. You can't give possessions away like that and expect to win.
Green, the screen. Thompson for 3. They get the rebound.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
He had a nice open look right there. Thompson's got his first 3 points of the game.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Nowitzki a screen. Irving for 3. Another miss by Irving. Warriors leading by 3. Outside, Green lets it go from deep, and it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Livingston's got 6 assists now in the game. Let's pause for just a moment to see the teams that have been extremely effective with their three-point shooting this past month. The Warriors, 4th.
And right now, their three-point shooters are in terrific rhythm. I mean, they've put on a display here from long range.
Move the ball.
Here's Irving. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And now let's take a moment to check out the stats for Green. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team, averaging 9 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Yeah, in every way, I think he's doing a much better job, and the numbers certainly support that.
Thompson against Anderson for 3. Barbosa. Here's Spates. Some solid D from Nowitzki.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Plays it in off the breakaway. Barbosa's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
That was a long shot in both senses of the word, Kevin. He needs to leave that shot alone, for real.
Lets it go from... Oh, he hits the buzzer beater!
And that's a big ball.
The second half just about to get going here. Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Barnes and Green are the forward set. Livingston is out there with Barbosa, and it's Spates in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the Warriors' 5. Green with a screen on Anderson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. A nice bounce back year for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responds.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Yeah, I tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test, and with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches, and then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
What a tremendous showing from the three-pointer all through this game.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition. Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Warriors leading by 23.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
Oh, boy. Woo-hoo. Sweet move. Tough finish. What a play.
Spates with a screen on Irving. And that's a foul called on Jeremy Evans.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
When you think about Shaun Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark 4th back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards.
And the wide open shot from Green. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. 16 points for Draymond Green. Dallas has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Barbosa against Irving. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And for Livingston, last season with the Warriors was a dream. He got to back up Steph, so he got to play against second stringers, and we got to see flashes of his dominant traits again. What a happy ending for him.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
So far in the game for Irving, he's got 14 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total. And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
And Kerr is so good with the media because, Greg, he was a media member himself for so long. You know that as well as anybody. Clark, I don't think he ever tried his hand at broadcasting, though. I can't see him doing that, could you?
Yeah, right,
No.
Right. He probably just thrown on as a broadcaster and would rarely contribute anything of note. Some guys have what it takes to call games, and Steve just doesn't quite scratch me as that kind of guy. And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Puts up a three. Barnes grabs the miss. The Warriors shooting at 51%. Really solid. Spates down low. He's working on Nowitzki.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Inside, here's Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Harris has got 5 points so far.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Irving kicks to Parsons. Good. He's got 6. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Warriors ahead, running away with it. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back.
Alarms go off when I enter the building.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens. Some changes here for the Warriors. Harrison Barnes comes in for Green. And it's Barbosa in for Andre Iguodala.
Let's get the ball inside.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Irving in at shooting guard. Chandler Parsons out there with Nowitzki. Then there's Harris. And it's Anderson in at the small forward position. Irving against Barbosa.
It's sticking too much.
Dishes it to Parsons. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
That's an easy. We call those bunnies. That's what they need.
Curry dishes to Barbosa. Feeds it to Barnes. Outside Curry. Thompson right side. Lets it go from 11. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got assist number 5 here tonight.
You know, with all the shots they've knocked down here in the second half, their field goal percentage has crossed the 50% mark.
Yeah, and any team will take that excellent in terms of their efficiency.
Warriors leading by 23. There's the dish to Barnes. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
You got it.
Now the pass to Irving. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. Golden State's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Barnes kicks to Curry.
And one record that is going to be very hard for any player to ever match is the Iron Man streak. That record's held by AC Green as he played in 1,192 consecutive games. That kind of durability is going to be hard to match in the modern NBA.
Balanced scoring, Clark, for them. They're moving it well.
Yeah, you love to see teams share the sugar. Everybody getting a touch, everybody enjoying an opportunity to score. That makes it a lot of fun for everybody on the court.
You know, it sounds better when you say it than watching it. Okay? I like better when you say it. Sharing the sugar.
You might want to cut down on that sugar intake, though, Clark. But anyway, everybody's been involved in this offense here early on, and it has a way of helping you defensively.
1:46 left in the game. And Thompson kicks to Curry. The Mavericks pull it in. Parsons got 6 rebounds here tonight. Nowitzki right side. Harris passes to Irving. From deep. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And that one's good, Barnes.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Warriors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And with this win, they'll end up notching another victory for this year's campaign, win number 33.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And, you know, against a conference opponent, Greg, who you're going to see 4 times total on the season, a 2-0 advantage is pretty healthy.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Green. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play. This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
For 3.
Now here is Barbosa. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, with the game out of reach, intentional fouls don't mean anything. It's just an exercise in futility. Let the clock go.
Yeah, I agree with you, Clark. Just doesn't really make a lot of sense. At this point.
Watch him, he's coming out over there.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Great frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly.
Yes, Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado,